Sometimes, a knock at the door in the middle of the night changes everything. That night, she wasn't looking for love. He wasn't expecting hope. But when their worlds collided, two broken hearts found a reason to heal. The rain had been falling relentlessly for hours, turning the small town into a canvas of glistening streets and fogged windows. The clock on the wall read 12:04 a.m. when the knock came. It was soft at first, then firmer, 3 quick taps, then silence. Daniel glanced up from the book he wasn't really reading. He wasn't expecting anyone. No one ever came by anymore. Not at this hour. Not since she left. He opened the door slowly, cautiously. Standing there in the rain was a woman, soaked to the bone, hair clinging to her face, mascara running like ink down a page. She looked terrified. Lost. Alone. "Hi. I'm sorry to bother you," she said, her voice trembling. "My car broke down a few miles back. My phone's dead. I saw your porch light on." Daniel blinked, trying to process. He hadn't had a visitor in months. Just him and Lily, his 6-year-old daughter who was fast asleep upstairs. "Come in," he said finally, stepping aside. She hesitated for a moment, then stepped through the threshold, dripping rainwater onto the wooden floor. Her name was Anna. She was a traveling nurse on her way to a new job in the city. The storm rerouted her, and she took a wrong turn into a road that didn't show on any GPS. Daniel gave her a towel and brewed some tea. They sat in silence for a while in the warm, dim living room. She didn't pry. He didn't ask. As dawn began to stretch its fingers across the horizon, a small voice came down the stairs. "Daddy?" Anna turned toward the sound, startled. A little girl with chestnut hair and sleepy eyes clung to the banister. Daniel smiled. "Come here, sweetheart." Lily padded into the room and stared at Anna. "Who's that?" "She's a friend," Daniel said gently. "She needed a little help." Anna knelt down. "Hi, Lily. I'm Anna." The little girl nodded shyly, then crawled into her father's lap. Anna's eyes softened. That was the moment. The first crack in her armor. Days passed. Anna had planned to leave after a few hours, maybe a night. But the roads were still flooded, and her car needed a part that the tiny town's mechanic had to order from the city. So she stayed. One night turned into 3, then 5. She helped Daniel cook. She read to Lily. She repaired the old swing in the backyard just because she could. And Daniel started to smile again. He told her about how his wife left 2 years ago. Said she needed more than this small town, more than a man raising a child on his own. Left a note and disappeared. Since then, Daniel had been surviving, not living. Anna listened. Not with pity, but with something gentler. Empathy. She knew abandonment too well. Her own mother left when she was 5. Raised by her grandmother, Anna learned early how to be strong, how to stand on her own. But lately, she had grown tired. Tired of drifting. Tired of empty hellos and meaningless goodbyes. There, in that little house on the edge of nowhere, she found something unfamiliar, peace. One night, Daniel was tucking Lily into bed. She looked up and whispered, "Daddy, can Anna stay forever?" His heart clenched. "She has her own home, sweetheart. But she looks happier here," Lily said. Daniel didn't respond. He just kissed her forehead and turned off the light. The next morning, Anna's car was ready. The rain had stopped. The sun painted the sky in gold. She packed her things in silence. Daniel helped her, saying little. Neither knew how to say goodbye. "Thank you," she said at the door. "For everything." He nodded, lips tight. "Safe travels." She hesitated. I didn't expect this. Any of this. I didn't know I needed to stop. But maybe I did. He looked at her, really looked. Maybe we both did. She smiled, the kind of smile that aches. And then she left. Days passed. A week. Daniel went back to the routine, work, chores, bedtime stories. But it all felt quieter. Lily would draw pictures of Anna and tape them to the fridge. "She's my best friend," she'd say. Daniel couldn't argue. One evening, he walked past the porch and noticed something, a small envelope wedged in the mailbox. No stamp. No return address. Inside, a note. "Sometimes the road breaks down so your heart can wake up. I'll be back, if you still want me." There was no signature. But he didn't need one. Weeks later, another knock came. Not at midnight this time. It was just past sunset. Lily ran to the door before Daniel could stop her. "Anna," she squealed. There she was, backpack slung over one shoulder, a nervous smile playing on her lips. "I figured I'd stop by before I got too far." Daniel stared at her, emotions tangled in his chest. Then, wordlessly, he opened the door wide. This time, she didn't hesitate. Ending message. Love doesn't always arrive with flowers or fanfare. Sometimes it comes drenched in rain, lost on a back road, and wrapped in unexpected second chances. We all carry burdens, scars, and stories we don't tell easily. But when we allow someone in, truly in, we give our hearts room to heal. This story isn't just about a man and a woman. It's about choosing to believe again. About the courage to stay. About the kind of family that isn't built by blood, but by love. So, if life ever leads you to someone's door at midnight, don't be afraid to knock. You never know who's waiting on the other side.